Welcome, welcome. The night show will begin shortly. As always, we'd like to get time for others to appear. Sorry, I know I'm being oddly quiet right now, but I'm just checking something real quick. Alright. Sorry, that was not... Here we go, I'm keeping it on the menu because we're in the middle of a quest. But... something else to come for today, because I've got a feeling that our little journey with the Veilguard is almost to its end. So, give me a moment, because I am trying to remember how I did this. Plus, I'm working with a smaller screen here. What the hell? Okay, not what I want. Bloody hell. Can't see what I'm doing. Nope. Nope. Bloody hell. There we go. Got rid of that. Let's see. Manage poll. New poll. What the hell? My mouse keeps falling off my new laptop. Yeah, sorry, I haven't had a chance to set this up ahead of time, so I'm setting it up right now. Alright, poll will begin. It's got 10 minutes, the max I can do for it. But feel free to vote what you want. Let me see responses. I'd love to see. It will be the next game we play, because like I said, I think we're hitting the end right now. The vote should be up for 10 minutes. So without further ado, welcome to the Night Show! I'm your host, Grand MC, your Knight of Entertainment, the one, the only, TK, Diz, Isaac, Quickstep, and Orion. You know you can call me. I am your Night Host, the one who reads the Night Dream, who travels through this kingdom of Titania to push back the sorrow and put a smile on everyone's faces. And I hope you're ready to reach into the Fade, dare to defy the gods, and we'll fix this shit, because here we are continuing our journey of Dragon Age the Veilguard, which we might be doing for the final time. One last part of this journey, we'll see, who knows, maybe there'll be more to this. But here we go. We're gonna find Solas. All of our allies are helping us, we're kicking ass. And we're here, one god is down. Fortunately we lost Harding, but we're going together again. Heroes, and we're missing Ned as well, but I don't know if that means she's gone, or she's just been kidnapped for now. You all can see the vote, right? It did show up in the chat. Right now I have my eyes on the vote, not the chat, so. But please note, if you are a subscriber and you do give a vote, let me know what your vote is so I know to count 2 votes for the game in question.
All right, let's find Solas. Our last reports had him helping the Shadow Dragons.
Then let's track them down.
The Blight has corrupted so much of the beauty of
I
Minrathous.
didn't even realize this is still Mithras.
Darkspawn.
Accompanied by Venatori.
Boom. You almost can't tell this is Thanos. We'll push him through anyways. I'll never get sick of inventory. Welcome to the party, 1989. We'll be ready to party like it's 1999.
First Venatori, now Darkspawn in the streets. Nobody should have to live like this.
Lucanus is alive!
Well fought, Lucanus.
And there he is, the demon of Varantium.
At your service. They and I will return to the Crows and help with the fight through the city. You go after Solas.
We spotted him. He's not far ahead. That way, quickly.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you don't pick the right party member for this, they would have died.
All right, Taya said Solas should be up ahead. Let's find him.
This is an astounding amount of blight.
And this is with Solas helping our side. How much worse would it be without him?
Venatori ahead. Unless I'm mistaken, Magister leads them.
By the power of Razikam!
My only sad thing is I didn't take the time to make sure this hand could run our axe to be, what do you call it, legendary, because I wanted to see how strong this axe was. The Viper?
Asher! Get out of my city!
No, he didn't give a go for. I gotta be honest, I feel like. Well, this might just because we didn't say the Shadow Uranus, but I feel like
Asher!
the Shadow Dragon just gets because like I mean whatever happened with
Your head
this.
so damn hard.
Tarquin, Viper, you're alive.
Thanks to Solas. He's been the only thing between us and Elganon.
Stay with them. I'm going to talk to Solas.
I want to punch him. He killed Varric. He knows what he did.
You are as surprising as ever. Even I could not have escaped that prison. For you to manage it.
I should kill you.
I should end you right here. I understand your anger. If there had been any other way...
There is no other way with you. It always ends with someone else paying for your mistakes. Me,
Remember guys, the vote's still up.
Shadow Dragons, Varric. You did something to my mind to make me keep seeing him.
Yes. I was wrong to do so.
What? How'd you do it?
You knew Varric was dead the whole time, but you kept pushing me not to see it. Why? How?
I was desperate. Unless I escaped, the world would fall to tyranny and blight.
Yeah, not making me want to punch you less.
My tenuous connection to you.
Blood magic.
As I said, I was wrong.
Keep your apology.
You feeling bad about stabbing me in the back is not my problem right now. I have a city to save and a god to kill.
Agreed. I betrayed you because I believed that only I could save this world. But I have failed, Rook. I have not stopped Elganon. I have not even defeated his archdemon. The victories that have been won since Elganon...
I mean, that wouldn't work.
Not mine.
Unless...
If we are to save this world.
They apparently, again, really changed the rule that, you know, you need a warden to kill. Are you fucking serious?
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Do you not believe I want to stop Elganon?
Of course you want to stop him. And as soon as he's gone, you're gonna finish your ritual and drown the world in demons.
If joining me and stopping Elganon requires the Veil to stay in place, then I will pay that price unflinching. I swear by my own foolish pride, by love for friends I failed and hurt, by everything I ever held as sacred.
You fucking killed Varric, who was your friend, so...
Untroubled. It will never come down by my hand. Now...
So why should I trust you?
If you will come with me, I can show you what has prevented me from reaching Elganon. And you can tell me your plan.
We were trying to get to the Divine's Manor in the center of the city.
And the Blight Tendril connecting to the Archon's Palace. Yes, I thought the same. But some intelligence guides the tendrils. It has prevented me from getting closer. You need not believe me. But right now, Rook, we need...
There's a large force arrayed against us ahead.
Let us see if they've heard the legend.
Nope, no, I was right. There's still enemies coming? No. No, we can still get, like, materials and ore, even though I'm 90% sure there's no chance we're ever gonna get a use of them. Well, Solas, I hope you get the idea of chance to help people again, but I'm not giving you credit after this.
Join Gillenane in death.
necessary to move ahead.
Abominations. Twisted magic corrupts the Fade. Threaten this world no longer. Elganan populates his armies with the cruel and the brutal. No brilliant tacticians, only those he can dominate and those who wish to become like him. But you, Rook, your team is made from the clever, the wise, and the loyal. You honored their strengths to make them yours. And that is why you are going to defeat him.
Solas, I don't want to hear words out of you anymore.
This cannot be. Whatever intelligence Elganan has sent to direct the Blight, we are not far from it. Beyond the Blight there
I don't know why I keep loving to throw the shield doing that.
Do you feel it? The Blight reacts to my presence. There. That must be the source of whatever intelligence guides it. If you can destroy the mind guiding the Blight, we may be able to reach the palace. I can accompany you no further. My presence will only draw the Blight to you.
No? You bastard.
What did they do to her?
Dragon?
We are out of time. I will defeat the Archdemon. Once
What?
everyone is mortal, the final blow must be yours. I can
How do you kill the Archdemon? You need a warden! The whole point of that! No, the whole point is, the reason the warden is because Archdemons would just go to... Okay, so they just fucking don't give a shit about that lore? You're not gonna explain it?
That is all the more
No, seriously, because the whole point with the wardens, the reason a warden does it is because when you kill an Archdemon, what happens is the Archdemon just goes to another thing that's got the blood in,
good luck. When
blood in
next we
it.
meet,
That's
let us
what,
be standing
when it goes to
over
a warden's soul, they explode. That's why a warden dies when you get it. Without the war, they just forget about it. And you're gonna steal my kill. It's literally the last
Alright, Solas.
Archdemon, and we don't even use chance
That makes Elganan mortal.
to kill it.
Kill him with the Lyrian dagger.
Get them out of there.
Just the answer is just
Can you hear me?
Malcolm gods.
We're gonna get you out of there.
Nav is gone. Only the will of Elganon,
Alright.
giver of life and death. Now propose Elganon and spies.
Jesus.
It appears the Veilguard wish to stop us.
I didn't bring any healer. Oh, good thing I have potions that do not do as much as... Oh. Well, that was it. Ooh, stop falling.
Get out of my head and out of my city! Rook? He had me. I was controlling the blight for him. It was all I could think about.
It's okay. You're free now. You're safe.
We're not safe yet.
Once Elganon is dead.
No! You can't kill Elganon yet. If you do...
Look out!
Alright. I've also put the poll up again.
Come on!
Only vote if you haven't voted yet. Morrigan? She's here? I still think that outfit is shit. I'm sorry, it's so weird.
Quickly now! Destiny is a heavy burden to bear. And growing heavier by the moment.
I don't keep calling it, but it's just, everything is just so weird to me. It's really weird, like, why did she need to change it? Oh, nice got her eyes. The Inquisition! The Inquisitor's here! The Inquisition's here! Nah, the Inquisition's not here.
Apologies for missing the War Council. We got inside the city with the Veil Jumpers.
It gave us a chance to finally strike.
Dorian's here!
Whatever you did
Here.
blocked entrances to the Divine's Manor. It also destroyed some of the blight.
It'll come back. I can still feel it. I don't think I'm the only mage he used like this.
Nev, you're alive.
Thank God, that means we
Rook
only
got
lost
me
Harding.
out, but I learned things in that blight eruption. We need to talk.
We will. But first, we need to get you to a healer.
We'll take care of her.
Thanks. I'll join you in a bit. Just want to check on everyone else coming in.
The Inquisitor is going to be fighting the side up. So yeah, we're not going to explain anything how Solas, because the best we've given is the gods have changed. It's the best answer they've given us, which doesn't explain shit. No, I'm serious. What the fuck does it explain? After fighting through the streets of Manus, recovering the Lyrium Dagon from Solas, and finding a lost friend, the team has reached the Divine's Manor, where friends and allies take a moment to recover before the final assault on the Archon's palace begins. One last breath. Alright, I would love to see what this last mission is. Message from the front, the beginning of the end. Morgan told me about your plan. It was... Wait, I literally just read that. So what's the new one? It's not this one. No. 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 Wait. I feel like that's not that. No. What did I miss? Is it this one? No? Thanks for the help. I don't know what's... I don't know what the one we just did read was. Alright. Whatever, I guess I'm not gonna worry about it. Love it how it tells us we're level 50. Alright. So... what happens if I talk with you?
Those who fell in our fight lie in the next room. They will be taken to grave or pyre once our battle has ended, as their beliefs dictate. For now, they wait, and we attend them. If you wish to pay your respects, please enter.
I wonder if Harding would be considered one of those. But I'm curious who we lost. Yeah, this doesn't tell me anything. No, I'm glad he's honoring the fall on those who died, but like, I feel like this would be more significant if like we knew who these are. Yeah, that told me nothing. Hell, I don't even think we...
Dance. Is that a furrow on your troubled brow?
Even gods may die.
We have every confidence in your plan.
I don't, but whatever.
Rook, the Venatori brought death to Minratus. We've made many of them pay, but they still owe us a balance.
You take care of Elgardan. We'll keep after his remaining followers on the ground. Minrathus, all of Thedas, will remember the crows on this day. Let's see this done.
Oh, treasure chest.
Some civilians out in the catacombs.
There's extra supplies here. I can get them across.
Well, shit. We've gone the entire almost the entire game using this weapon, but this is actually technically better. Way better. So, looks like the final end. We're getting a new weapon.
Hate to admit it, but Solas really came through for us. Now it's just Elganon we have to deal with. Good luck.
We'll keep watch on the city down here.
It's been years since I fought in a battle like this.
The crows defeated the Venatori at the gates, thanks to you and the lords.
The pleasure was all mine. I got to dust off the daggers for good people. Rest up while you can. You'll need it.
Stop war.
We've all had enough of Elgernon's tyranny.
Be sure to silence him.
The only people I have not seen, I think, are my fellow. Oh, there they are.
The Rook. It's been a hard fight to get here.
And against stranger foes than we imagined.
But we're here. The Wardens. At the end of it all.
There's no one I'd rather be with.
Right,
You
right.
must be worrying someone.
You've got this.
'Tis almost time for this story to end. Are you ready to write the final chapter?
Like I
You'll
said.
find a way. Of that, I have no doubt.
Like I said, I feel like this might be the final part of our journey.
Get out there and do what you do best.
The bastard was in my head the whole time. All I could think about was making him happy.
That's messed up.
There's blight flowing through him, and now through me. Rook.
We're not losing anyone else.
No. I refuse to lose anyone else I care about to these monsters. Nev, stay alive. That's an order. We'll talk to the Wardens after we take down Elganon.
You can't. That's what I needed to tell you. My connection with Elganon went both ways. I could sense him, his mind, his magic, his life force. He's tied to the Veil. His life is holding the Veil in place.
I felt the Veil weaken when Gillenane fell. I expect that when Solas imprisoned the other gods, he bound
Oh,
them
you
all
gotta be
thus.
kidding me.
And now that Elganon is the only one left,
We kill him, and the Veil collapses.
Which is why Solas gave me the dagger.
That lying piece of shit.
That smug, backstabbing shit. Even with the fate of the world at stake, Solas takes time to double-cross the people trying to save it.
And people wonder why Solas is not my favorite character.
So what can we do? Can we tie the Veil to something else to keep it in place?
I doubt any simple substitution would suffice. The Veil was made to be tied to the ancient elven gods.
Then let's tie it to Solas. He's the only elven god left.
Binding him will require drawing his blood with the lyrium dagger.
And I doubt he's going to like the idea.
Is that the only way?
Cutting him to bind him to the Veil. That's blood magic. We do it if we have to. But only if we have to.
What about this? The dagger we made while you were trapped in the Fade.
Once Elganon is dead, odds are good that Solas will need to do something else to complete his ritual. This dagger looks identical, but it can't cut through enchantments like the real thing. So if he tries to use it...
The backlash of such magic would render him helpless.
Unless he notices. You really want to try a bait and switch on the Dreadwolf?
Is there any chance at all, that he would listen to reason?
Did he listen to you when you spoke with him years ago, Inquisitor?
Varric tried to reason with him, and he died for it.
As did Mythal when Solas took her power.
We have you, Morrigan. You have Mythal's memories. And we have the essence of the other fragment of Mythal from the Crossroads.
Such power, even fragmented, is not to be taken lightly. Hold it for now. And when the time comes, if you believe the Dreadwolf's heart can be turned from this course, I shall try.
You got options.
All right. We can deal with Solas when the time comes, but we still need to stop Elganon first. He's in the palace above us. We'll climb the Blight Tendril to get there. Once Solas takes down the Archdemon and renders Elganon mortal, we hit him with everything we've got.
Damn right we do.
Time's running short.
Stock up on supplies, pay your respects, and say goodbye to the people you love. Be ready to go when I signal.
You've got this.
Okay, so the lines. Well, just
Get
meet back
out
to our
there
friends one last time.
and do what you do best.
We didn't lose anybody. We hit the city that the Antam couldn't conquer and got out clean. We've even got Nev back. We're gaining people.
Time to push our luck.
I'm ready to fight as long as our luck holds out.
Harding would be proud of you.
Should be proud of you too.
Still gotta take down Elgarnan. And Solas. She'd be real mad at Solas.
We'll stop all again.
Elgarnan won't know what hit him.
What? No, he'd better know it was us. That's the best part. Hey, listen. You helped me figure out who I was. I'm Mervani. I'm a dragon hunter. My mother didn't like that. But maybe she'd be proud of me anyway.
Shokra to Ebra, Tosh. I know she would.
I'm a better person because of you. So, thanks. Now let's go kick some ass.
Oh, it is purest relief to see us all gathered safe and sound. And Manfred would never forgive me if we returned without Nev. Elgarnan must fear what we might accomplish once we storm his tower.
We can do it.
We've already killed an archdemon and a god. We can do it again.
While Elgarnan's magic is fearsome, Solas is our true adversary. He is, however, a former spirit. As such, Solas cannot help but listen to appeals to his nature, his yearning for reflection.
I could try talking him down once I find him.
The spirits whisper. One way or another, I believe the dread wolf's tale draws to its conclusion. It has been a grand privilege, Rook, to have come so far and known all of you.
Hope you're right about this.
When this is over, you should write a book about it all.
Oh, Balara and I have exchanged notes on the subject.
Of course.
Onwards, Rook. The gods await.
Let's end with our friend. The girlfriend.
Nev, how are you holding up?
The others told me what happened after I was taken. I've seen reports from the city. The lost, but more are still standing than I might have bet on. Every person who gets through this is a win.
I couldn't agree more.
We're doing as well as can be expected. Just have to keep it up.
We can't get overconfident.
Will you be all right? With the blight?
Look, I won't lie. I can feel it in my blood. Not sure we needed that in common. But I'm fine, or fine enough. I won't sit this out. What happens to me, it's a question for later. What I want now is to tear Elgarnan from his throne.
Let's finish the job.
When we walk away this time, the job will truly be finished.
Fingers crossed. About damn time. When this is done, I'm not sure where I'll land or what it will look like. We've been through a lot on this one, but if you need a detective, you've got me on your case.
Thanks, Nev.
Anytime.
Here's some
A
over
word,
here.
Rook?
Any last advice from Mythal?
'Tis a difficult battle you face, but you are among more allies than you know. You have purified the crossroads, uncovered ancient truths lost for ages, and earned the essence of Mythal. You are truly the champion of the Fade. Take this. Should your fight against Elganon grow desperate, invoke the memories of the Dreadwolf's rebels. For you, they will stand against tyranny one last time.
Power of Fessalon's Ruin is based on how much of the god's influence you drove back in the crossroads. Equip Fessalon's Ruin at the character screen and use L2 plus strength. Okay. Let's check this out. I guess we'll add it on our Ruin. And I like Scorch. Let's get rid of a Siege and... Watch, I will forget to use that. Alright, there's Belladara. Oh, son, let's pet him one last time.
Hi there.
We're in good shape, Rook. Real good. Neb's back where she belongs. Solas doesn't know we're onto him. And we've gotten past Elgarnon's main forces. The tide's turning, and the hunt's almost done.
I'm confident too.
We've survived Blight, gods, dragons. There's nothing left to be afraid of.
The gods forgot what it's like to even have fears. That kind of thinking's a trap. And tonight, we swing it shut. After this, we'll see how the Griffins are doing at Lavendel.
You think Antoine's gotten them to stop sleeping on the gods?
Not a chance. Well, Elgarnon won't wait forever. Ready whenever you are.
It's been an honor.
It's been a privilege fighting with Weishaupt's finest.
The Wardens are lucky to have you, Rook. Not sure anyone else could be where you are now. You ready to kill the last Archdemon and make some history?
In peace, vigilance. In war,
victory.
Alright, who haven't we spoken to? We did Emmerich. We did Tosh. Nev. Oh yeah, Lucanus. Where the hell is Lucanus? There's the Inquisition. You can buy armor?
I'm helping the Shadow Dragons with supplies while they're short-handed. Go on, pick out something nice.
That's two-handed. Wait, that's not... You know what, fuck it, this is the last time we can buy gold and weapons. Might as well... do it. Just trying to see who... The thing is, it's always based on the... No, I think he had a legendary weapon last. That was a mistake. Very bad move on my end. That thing was the most expensive armor I could have just bought, and I just bought that. Not my finest moment. Well.
Enjoy the view up there.
Fire and
I don't think we have anything.
light and blood.
Oh, let's just see what the threads say since we haven't...
Go finish this.
Now where the hell is Lucanus? Seriously. Inquisitor. Dorian. There we go.
Lucanus, everything all right?
We have made it here and fared well in the fight. Now we only have to wait. But Spite grows impatient. And then Nev. I thought I'd lost her. I want to give her everything she needs and tear out Elgarnon's heart this very second. I don't know what to do with myself. This may be the calm before a final storm, but I don't feel it.
Try to find.
I know it's hard, but this is our last chance to rest before we finish this.
You're right. The first Talon should have more patience.
It won't be much longer.
Elgernon's life is measured in hours. As for Solas, if any deserve to set his fate, it's you. But if it were me, I would not banter. I would not give room for lies and false promises. Find your opening and strike. There has been enough suffering in the wake of this. Whatever happens, my contract was for the blighted gods. Today it is fulfilled.
Thanks for everything.
When I went to the Crows, I asked for their best. And we got him.
The demon of Virandium. I had a reputation.
Well, I don't mind we were working with some crows. I really wish they didn't try to make the crows as some noble group of assassins for hire.
I knew I could not be the same. What I've managed to reclaim, what I can make of moving forward. I mean, you're dead for it. And now, the god dies. We finish a contract. Keep a promise. Spite and I are in agreement. You have a pair of demons at your service.
Alright. One last person to talk to. Because you gotta end it with the girlfriend.
How are you feeling, Bellara?
I've never seen anything like this. The scale of destruction, the devastation. But most everyone's still alive. Still fighting. That's more than I could have hoped for. More than I expected. So, okay, I think.
We'll take it.
This could have gone a lot worse. I'm glad it didn't.
You're finding the way through. The twisty path. Rook?
What is it?
It's just... everything's gonna be different, you know? No matter what happens here. Solas is better than Elgernon, but if either of them win, the world burns, just with different fuel. But if we win, no more gods. The end of a 1,000-year-old story. If it ends with us outsmarting the Dreadwolf, even better.
Are you worried?
Maybe I should be, but... no. Not with you. Every story's better with a little romance, right?
Let's live happily ever after.
You know my favorite way to end a story? And they lived happily ever after.
I'd like that. Rook? It's funny. I haven't really known you for long. And it also feels like I've known you forever. I love you, Rook. All the way to the end.
I love you too, Bellara. For every bit as long.
Thanks. That's a strange way for me to say it. But I mean it. Okay. Let's go kill a god.
Alright, we should talk to everyone now. If anyone says why did we not talk to Harding, I mean Harding is sadly no longer with us. That's not it. No, game, I love how you're telling me to go this way, but there's no exit here. There. No, wait. There we go. Alright. I just realized I didn't. I bought new gear and didn't even think to actually change to see if we have anything better. Nope. 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 It's sad, despite how much we love that. I bought this and it wasn't even better than what we had. I wasted all my money on that. Okay, now this, literally at least is a little better. Helmet wise, Yeah, we don't. I don't see anything much better. All right. The team faces Elgon in a final battle, but the Dread Wolf has his own plans in mind. Let's go.
Bad news, everyone. Elganon's forces are gathering outside.
They mean to prevent you from reaching their master.
Our people will set up barricades, and we'll hold the enemy as long as we can. You need to start climbing.
Let one of us help.
I'm going with Rook. I want payback. I'll tear Elganon from the city myself.
You go to face a guard, Rook, but any aid you might spare would be welcome.
Tosh, why not?
Tosh, you up for it?
Yup. We'll be cheering for you, Rook. All my best.
Alright, Belladara, because she's definitely our healer. Let's do Belladara. Yeah, obviously you can't pick. Tosh is holding the line, and as I said, oh, we can't even click her. Which makes sense that we can't click her. She's gone. I guess, since we wanted... Wow, I don't know why Belladara wasn't picked. Canis and Belladara. You ever wonder why didn't the party members aren't fighting or not? Suddenly just the ones above the line. This would be the first time Dragon has actually done a story like that. But if I remember correctly, the party members you only bring in Origin if you don't for the final battle with the Archdemon. Demon, they're the ones helping the line against the Darkspawn. Ugh. The Last Gambit, Part 13. The only thing left to lose is everything. That doesn't sound like a good line. No!
It's fine. There's got to be another way there.
Damn, how long have these two been dueling? Red Wolf rises. No, if this is really going to be where the last Archdemon falls, and the last where the biggest issue the Blight's going to cause, I do feel, once again, I feel how important the warden, being a warden just makes the most sense. Personality, what faction first. For the Rook. Let's go.
Solas knows that as well as we do.
Still doesn't make me happy, and nor liking him. How's the path for that? Move. Oh, shit! Come on. I'm a warden. I'm best for killing Darkspawn. I think that's your only strike on that. Real enemy.
Hey Lara, if we get through this, I
say we do a big victory dinner with the team?
Deal. You make the first course, I'll get the second. We can split dessert.
And coffee afterward, of course.
DC, what is his obsession with coffee? Where? I still need to punch Solas.
The throne room. Knowing Elganon, we'll find him there.
Rook!
You made it.
The Blight. Elganon's using the Magisters to control it. Just like he used me. They're using it against Solas. We have to help or he won't last.
How do you know?
I can hear it. I can feel what it wants.
You know, honestly, this just makes it even more that I think mechanically, or at least what makes the most sense for the story is choosing not to save Mr. Rannis. It makes some more sense because it feels like it would just be destroyed anyways.
How to help Solas.
Grab my thing. Alright. No, don't tell me where.
Just ahead. Everybody ready?
More than ready.
You got us here, Rook. We're with you.
I mean, I still don't know how we're gonna kill Elgon because his Archdemon's still alive, but hey, problems for later.
Solas.
I've got this. Go!
Such arrogance, thinking you can hide from your creator. And I am this world's creator.
feel like this was, yeah, definitely, because it feels weird he would be able to do this if he did this in 3Ds, where we have no idea of any character like this. God, he looks like an ugly bastard.
Warding enchantment in this city is a child's unwitting imitation of the empire I built. I would have restored the glory. Your lives are too brief to remember.
I saw them at his crossing and Weishaupt, and everywhere else you left your mark. I didn't see any glory. All I saw was a tyrant destroying everything he touches.
You mistake discipline for cruelty.
How's that discipline?
Among those who lack a master's gentle guidance. We only destroyed because you resisted. In the new empire, every child would have blossomed under my protection. And Gillenane, my brilliant sister, would have forged the blight into a tool of beauty. But she is dead. And all we have is this. Because of you. Thrall lives. I am invulnerable. Yet still you fight. Pathetic.
Yeah, I guess I just cannot fix my... I have no idea which room is which. Okay, I think this was the rune in question.
Yes. You failed to save the wardens at Weishaupt. You fled in terror at Arlathan.
And then we killed Gillenane.
You have nothing. No army, no dragon, no thralls.
I've got it clean. And that's all I need.
I have bound the souls of dragons. I have slain titans and broken the will of gods.
You haven't broken me.
Damn it.
Now, you did as well as anyone could have, but you cannot deny the truth.
you getting yourself caught again? Oh my goodness, she's gonna control the light shit.
Power, girl.
This is my city!
Yeah, you better not have sacrificed yourself to do that. So, someone want to explain to me why when Solas does it, it counts?
You are mortal, Elganon.
No, seriously, I want an explanation. Again, as I pointed out, the whole thing is why a warden does it, has to kill him, and a warden dies, is because the Archdemon will try to go into the warden's soul, but explode, because them both to explode. So why the hell?
Your recalcitrance has doomed every pathetic creature in existence. I will see the last glimmer of defiance from this wretched world. And from the ashes shall rise a blighted empire bound to me alone. There is
It is done. The world owes you a debt, both for defeating Elganon and for bringing down the Veil.
You bastard!
I am sorry for this final betrayal.
I don't care about your sorry.
I will do what I can to minimize the damage. When you see the old world restored, please, Rook. I do not wish to fight against you.
I don't want to because I really want to beat the shit out of him. I just have a bad feeling this is going to cause a bad end. You don't have to do this.
I don't want to fight you either. But I don't want to see the world go through even more pain on top of what Elganon has done. Do you? This world is broken, Rook. Because of my mistakes.
You're trapped in regrets.
This is why you had to use me to escape the prison. It's made from regrets, and you're trapped in yours. You cannot understand that destroying everything won't erase your mistakes. You have a chance, right now, to save the world. Bind yourself to the Veil and stop it from falling. I cannot. To stop now would dishonor those I have wronged to come this far.
Even if those you wronged asked you to stop?
Solas, don't kill her!
Inquisitor.
You were my friend. We saved the world together once. Can't we save it one more time?
Inquisitor, I am sorry. But I cannot. Long before we met, I failed my oldest friend. She died for that failure. If I leave the veil in place, I am destroying the world she wanted. And I will have... She will have died for nothing.
And whose fault is that, Dreadwolf?
Morrigan.
One appellation among many, I wear. I have been advisor to Orlais, Witch of the Wilds, daughter of Flemeth, and once, long ago, an old friend.
Mythal lives on in her, and in this.
So putting the two fragments together wasn't as bad as imply, apparently.
Mythal.
I pulled you from the Fade you loved and sent you into war. I used your wisdom as a weapon, and it broke you.
The things that I have done
are not for you alone to bear, my friend. The many wrongs we did together. I release you from my service.
You are free to find a better way.
My life force now sustains the veil. With every breath I take, I will protect the innocent from my past failures. The Titan's dreams are mad from their imprisonment. I cannot kill the Blight, but I can help to soothe its anger. I will go and seek atonement. Thanks to you, I now can see the way.
I don't need to beat him up. I need to avenge Varric. Ned's alive! She doesn't have a whole, red eyes anymore. Dreadwolf Rises, Part 14, Trophy unlocked. Earned.
With Elgar'nan and Gillenane dead, and so
Kind of weird they're
mistakes,
narrating this one.
an ancient wrong. It looked like one of the biggest stories this world had ever seen was finally drawing to a close.
The story of the Veilguard, a team of heroes who stood strong against evil, no matter the cost.
Kind of weird we were referred to as the Veilguard.
Whatever it takes.
But whenever one story ends, another begins.
Like the story of the Grey Wardens, clearing the remains of the Blight so that the flowers can grow again.
Or the story of Ark and Dorian Parvus, fighting to bring Minrathous out from under Venatori.
When did Dorian become the Archon? Wait, was that always the same?
Or the story of a caretaker, standing watch for new heroes.
For the Antivan Crows, it would be a story of liberation from invaders and usurpers alike.
Yeah,
As
I
Treviso
still don't like how they treated the crows in this game.
Among the Veil Jumpers, the fall of the last elven gods meant Arlethan was reborn.
How?
At their heart, stories are about change.
A man seeing his ward become more than he could ever have imagined.
A woman protecting Docktown at all costs against an unknown future.
An assassin and a demon, pursuing justice for the sake of the future.
A student of history, helping the elves regain what they lost.
A dragon hunter forging a new life for themselves.
Or the Griffins, returning to the Grey Wardens.
There are stories of love.
But those stories aren't over. And we will always be grateful to those whose stories brought us where we are today. And those whose stories will live on with us forever.
Varric was wasted in this game, I'm sorry. Remember to those who we lost along the way. I don't recognize these names, I can't say anything about that. Oh, that was the Veilguard. I don't know if it's gonna go muted because of music or whatever, but... So that was Veilguard. The latest... Actually the last Dragon Age game we're going to get, because for those of you who've been hearing about Dragon Age and all the things with, I want to say EA, but BioWare, I still forget if EA and BioWare are part of the same thing. But apparently they're focusing on Mass Effect, and a lot of the developers apparently, I'm not going to get into that, but I just keep hearing more and more about how they're focusing on Mass Effect. And for anyone who's curious, will there be DLC for this game, other adventures like Trespasser for Inquisition, or all that? Nope. This is it. This is the game. Oh yeah, the trunk card. Yeah, BioWare, like it's part of that, but yeah. I know how end of the adventure usually goes for there, but I'm sorry, it's just hard to note my feelings for the Veilguard because, well, honestly, I can't say I think this is a bad game, but I can't say this is a good game either. Like, honestly, my problem I feel is what it tries, but it doesn't go for it, or it doesn't work. Like, narrative choices feel weird. Its respect for the lore is kind of all over the place. For example, nothing's referenced from the second or first game, which is disappointing, especially there are things that have been built up and are meaningless. Now, like, for example, the Dark Ritual from Origins. If you did the Dark Ritual, Morgan's child who, possesses an archdemon's soul and potentially, ended up with Flemel as well, is meaningless. No, it's absolutely meaningless. It's not brought up. The last archdemon is dead, and nothing is brought up with the Dark Ritual. Something that was a plot point from the very first game. How are they going to affect the... So that's done. That's whatever. That was whatever. Or the idea that Solas had a bunch of elves working with him. That was not brought up. Or even the idea that only a warden can kill an archdemon. As you can see, Solas killed the last one and nothing. He was dead. And they never really gave a proper reason why. Why Davrin survived killing the other archdemon. I'm sorry, it's just that the elves, the best we got was the elves, when gods went back. That were it. And I get it. And why? Because if you know for Inquisition, there was the Dragon Key, where you could get the choices from the previous game and put them in. Which, unfortunately, I guess they were having issues with bringing the Dragon Key over. So that's why we basically got the 3 choices from the Inquisition. About the Inquisition, and honestly, the fact that they just had those 3 choices was like, okay, so what? I mean, we barely saw anything with the Inquisitor. No, seriously. So yeah, one of our choices was the Inquisition involved or not. That ended up being meaningless. Who was the Inquisitor's like love interest? I feel like that only made any addition to the story if it was Solas. And I don't even remember what the hell was the 3rd choice. No, legit, what was the 3 choices Inquisition had? Inquisition had? I'm actually, like, what the curious... Like hell, I don't know why this mouse keeps falling off my laptop. The mouse keeps falling off. What? 3 choices in Veilguard. Because I legit can't remember the other option. I feel like there was another option. Oh yeah, what do you decided to save or stop Solas? I legit don't see how that influenced the story. And apparently these 3 choices were, because every other choice apparently they didn't carry over, was because because it wouldn't have mattered for the fact this wasn't Southern Thedas. But why did these 3 choices, like, what the hell was so important to the Inquisitor romance? Say for example, we did Ceres, okay? Okay, what did that do with anything? And I feel like, because we didn't even get to see the Inquisitor. Like, I understand, I know a lot of people say, like, the Inquisitor should have been the main character. Main character, but like, that's something I even point out. Dragon Age has never had the same main character in any game. It was the Warden in the first one, and depending on your choices, not even the same Warden if you count Awakening. For Dragon Age 2, it's Hawk. The Inquisitor is Inquisition's main character. Like, I would actually have been surprised if it was the Inquisitor again. Because what would she have done? done. No, seriously, what would she have done? Like, I don't feel like there's been any done. Plus, I don't know, it just feels like the Inquisitor it doesn't make sense, the Inquisitor. So I'm not surprised we have Rook, but I feel like the Inquisitor should have at least been more present. And honestly, you could tell me, well, she was off protecting Southern Thetis, Strelden, or like, but the thing is, did we see any of that? Was that ever part of the story? We just got that in missable initiative. Like, he didn't care. It wasn't present. It wasn't there. Like, basically, the Inquisitor, who planned to stop Solas was only basically stopped Solas at the end. So I feel like that whole plot point was wasted. Hell, Mithril being in Morgan felt wasted, especially because Morgan just became a character on the side. Like, you could tell me the Inquisitor should have been part of the story, but you know what? I feel like Morgan should have done more. Hell, she could have been a mage party member. And it's not like they can't have it carried over party members for multiple games. I mean, for God's sake, Varric was a party member in the second game and the third and Inquisition. So it's not like you couldn't just put Morgan back in the game. And I'm not saying the party members we had were bad. Like, I'm glad we had Veilguard and Nev. But like, why didn't you could have done more? Hell, if you wanted to bring back, if they wanted to use the crows, they could have something. And I can't believe I'm going into the crows again. I feel like I've set it up with the Tivian crows, but they literally could have brought Ron back as well. I mean, they brought Isabella back for a part that, honestly, to God, just felt nothing. Like, really, he was nothing. Like, I'm sorry, not he. Isabella was nothing. Like, she basically was a glorified arena battle, or which, sure, I mean, in the first game, she was the one who taught the duelist speculation to the warden, but like, even then, she had clever scenes, fun. We basically got a few scenes with her, and that was it. Which seems an insult to a character that was such a fan-favorite. I mean, she got massive up the second game. Like, exactly, she was like, I want to say the equivalent of like Harding was from Inquisition. And what's sad about, I feel like, because Veilguard, I also feel like it cuts off a lot of the sequel hooks we had from Inquisition. Like, for example, the whole thing with the dwarves and everything with the vault on, she just basically turned into a stone statue, which really wish they gave more into that, because I feel like, okay, she's a statue now, especially we don't get to see how that's comes across, especially with Harding. What happened with the fact she had Ren's body? Or I guess, what happened at Weishold? Because, I mean, we went to Weishold, especially this is 10 years after it apparently, or I want to say around 10 years after it apparently went silent, so that hook feels like nothing. The Elven Gods, I mean, we literally faced and killed the last two that was sealed away. Solas is now sealed in their pet place, because the gods themselves were connected, which makes me very curious if Solas was going to destroy the Veil to begin with, again, and move the gods from the prison. Why didn't he just try to kill the gods? I don't know. Or even I don't think Veilguard was meant to be a bad game, and I get it. This game went through development hell, but to me it just feels like either the narrative doesn't make sense in some cases. Like, for example, the choice between saving Mithranos or Treviso. Thing is, I understand with Inquisition when we made a choice like that. It was either with the mages or the Templars, but the Inquisition was a growing, powerful organization with a character who was noted special, the Herald of Andraste. While our titular Veilguard was at this point, let me see, Nev, Belladara, Rook, Harding, and Lucas. 5 people. And because Nev and Connus are going to save their protective cities, it was 3 people who were apparently supposed to turn things around. Which to me, I just feel like it's not a comparable so massive, like, change. Oh no, sorry, I forgot Davrin as well. 4 people potentially could change the flow. Honestly, I feel like it doesn't, it's not as much as a choice. Which, to me, it's just like, it's whatever. And that's why I feel like the narrative is weird over places. I don't want to get into the whole thing with Tosh. They are not my favorite character. I don't like the way their characters, but I don't care for their story because it's all over the place as well. And it just doesn't feel like it goes anywhere. And it doesn't even feel fitting to what it was. I mean, it ends up on, it's even closer to ending off a cliffhanger that doesn't really seem anywhere good. Compared to the other stories, we really see the characters growing, we're leading something with them, whereas it's just, and it's also heavy-handed in a way that doesn't even make sense, because it seems to forget, almost forget these characters are certain ways. Also, I don't understand why they swapped out races with lineage, because that didn't make sense. And some of the things that just come up and show up don't really add sort of. For example, swapping the Kunari with the Ontons, it seems nowhere. No, seriously, it seems like they could have just swapped it with, oh, the Kunari are trying to invade and they're using the Elven Gods as power. Because I swear, I've never heard of the Ontom before. And it's possible, maybe they were in Orange, maybe there's reference to them in Orange, but I don't remember seeing them in the second game. I don't remember them in the Inquisition. It just sounds like the Kunari. Especially, we know the Kunari are trying to build themselves up for another crack at Thetis, but I guess now we just hear about the Ontom, which, I don't know, like, if I didn't read the glossary, I would have not known what the fuck the Ontom was, which is also something I feel like is a really bad critique, where like, they keep talking about these groups like we need to know them, but they don't actually tell us anything about them. Now, even the fact that the idea that Rook can belong to any of the faction, I feel like it's nothing. It's like, honestly, the only one that makes the most sense to me is the Warden, especially because we're fighting the Blight throughout the entire game. Like, the Blight keeps getting brought up, and even then, I feel like the Blight is different than the way it's referred to in the other games. Especially a lot of times it's the Blight, and instead of just referring to it as Blight, and it seems to work a different way, which again, seems related to the Elven Gods, but that one also comes across as weird to me, because apparently the Blight doesn't come from the Elven Gods, it comes from the Titans being cut off from their dreams, but yet the Elven Gods are using it for their plans. They're, like I said, the narrative is all over the place. It seems, and sometimes they barely go into what they need to. Hell, I think for the most part, for the factions even we have, the Mourn Watch and Lords of Fortune are meaningless. Like, literally, there's no real story to the Lords of Fortune. Hell, if you even realize that there's no side quests for them, even. There was the arena quest, and that was it. Well, the Mourn Watch is basically just, oh, we're going after the Hauntings. Okay. And that was it. Even in the God's plans, it just feels okay, whatever. Which is kind of depressing. At least Griffius, we had a plan for him. Kirkwall was, with Kirkwall, the entire point was the city itself was just going crazy and no real big bad to it, so it makes sense we didn't have a villain in it. The point with Origins, while sure you can tell us the Archdemon wasn't really a big bad, but at least had the storyline of trying to bring the way forward to face the Archdemon while handling Loghain, or but like there was more to this story, but there's no villain. most of the point they're building the Elven Dagger, or no, sorry, not their Lyrian Dagger, which there's some things we're stopping and some things we're not. Like, okay, what was the whole point of them attacking Whitehall? And it seems like, for example, the sacrificing the Dalish to what their archdemon, like that could have been literally any faction. How Veilguard would sacrifice them instead to save the Dalish. Like, what else was that? And they made their Mirror Dagger, despite everything his Elgin makes him eclipse. Now, I can't even tell you what the hell were the 3 acts. Like, it feels like after the first. Weisselt's the first act. Where was the second act ended? I can't tell you. The third act began. No, I don't even know if there was meant to be 3 acts. No, it's just the story seems all over the place. The narrative is weird. Well, I will say I don't really mind. Rook is a nice guy. Even I remember reading something that pointed out because Rook is picked by Varric. It would make sense. Varric would be very careful with who he picks because he doesn't want someone like Anders who went crazy and blew up the Tron tree, started the end game of the Kurt Wall situation. But I feel like sometimes he's just, it does seem like sometimes it's too focused on being the nice guy. And another thing with Rook, admittedly, he doesn't really have a story to himself. Like, there's no unique, especially, well, he can be one of any factions, and if you ask me, the only one that really makes sense is the Grey Warden one, because we're constantly focused on the Blight, the Elven Gods who are using the Blight, and the Wardens being the one to stop the Blight makes the most sense. But like, every other faction is carried by another character, minus Harding, who admittedly is not, well, she's a member of the Inquisition. There's no real focus on the Inquisition because all the Inquisition stuff, the connections to the Inquisition are off screen, and it doesn't really seem like the game is want to bring up to it. Because despite how it's questioning the Inquisition doing everything they can to hold Southern Thetas together, we have freaking Harding and Emmer going camping in Frelmo, which is being massively destroyed by the Blight. Which also, if you remind me, since we never actually defeated or cured the Blight, I mean, it's implied, yes, in Otterfels, it's being pushed back after everything we did, but the problem is Freldon should be destroyed. Some things should be destroyed, but like everything's covered with light from what we're hearing. Like hell, the dwarves apparently pinned back to freaking Oz, or how do you pronounce that one? I keep wanting to say Ogremar. My nerves are heard it being pronounced, but like that's all shit. The Venatori or Orlais. No, what happened to the other wardens? Like, we only hear about what happened to Weissel, but the wardens are an organization over everywhere. Or hell, what happened to the warden, the hero for Elven, the warden from the Origins? That never gets brought up. Oh, also the reveal that apparently, since the Golden City and like the whole thing with Deventer is, God, like the whole corrupted Golden City is apparently false because the light and all that comes from the Elven gods, who are also the Control gods. That's so literally everything about the Maker and the Chantry is bogus and nothing, which is a very plot point that is just a side quest and never really brought up or followed through. That's another the choice. The story doesn't. Some things it never goes into. Again, that's something I kept asking about, like the fact the detail with the wardens, the archdemon, or how Solas killing him is not brought up. The best candidate is that maybe the Elven gods being back changes thing, which, honest to God, I don't like as an answer because it feels more like a voodoo shark. It brings up questions that don't make sense. Like for example, especially the archdemon going into another. It seems more directly related to the Darkspawn, which, as was pointed out in the game, the Elven gods have nothing to do with that, because the Elven Gods not create the Blight in a way. The Blight is from them. It's from them cutting off the Titans from their dream. Which, I don't know, the narrative's all over the place. There's some things that are cool, like even the fact that we're referred to as the Veilguard, which to me comes across, well, I understand why they chose to switch the name from the Veilguard, from the Dreadwolf to Veilguard, is because while Solas is a main part of the story, he's not really the final big bad, which final big bad, but doesn't really, he's not the one we're facing the entire time. But I feel like what we're referred to as the Veilguard, it's literally once at the end of the game, and we're never really formed. It's like, for example, we in Inquisition, we reform the Veilguard, the Inquisition, in the beginning of the game. And while the Inquisitor is not referred to as the Inquisitor at the beginning of the game, it is at least something they become at one of the game's more prominent moments. After the Fall of Haven and before moving to Skyhold, while here, the Veilguard, it never really seems like we become it until it's the name we're known by, which for the titular organization also feels incredibly wasted. And again, it seems like, or exactly, like we become a warden in Origin, we become a warden in the beginning of the game, and we're the warden, we're a member of the Grey Wardens till that point, to the very end, even when the Wardens have all been wiped out. At least the ones in Ferelden, because there are many, many more Wardens. Even Hawk becoming the champion of Kirkwall, while, yes, it takes 2 acts for him to become the champion, at least it's a massive moment, and they understand why he becomes the champion. This, us being the Veilguard, is just something that seems brought up. Like, there's no reason, like, we're not really guarding the Veilguard either. Like, we stopped the Veil from falling, but that was it. And I don't want to go back, and I'm probably just rambling now, because I'm not, this isn't some speech, this isn't some review, I'm just sharing my feelings on it. And yes, I probably said more negative than positive, but the problem is, I feel like it's because the narrative, as I'm repeating myself, the narrative is overall weak. Well, it does keep me pushing wondering where it goes. It just feels, the choices are odd, and while there are some characters that do make me smile and laugh, like Beldara was amusing and adorable, Nev was entertaining, and Emmerich made me laugh, especially with that. I like the back and forth between Davrin, our character, and Hassan. Harding was at least amusing and stayed true to the character we saw from Inquisition. Although I will say her Tosh and romance with Tosh was just weird, was unexpected. It feels more of a reference to the idea. I think one of the favorite pairings with the Inquisition from Inquisition was Iron Bull and then Dwarf, which it just feels like a reference to that. But it's also because how weird the romance shows up. We only really got one scene of it, and it just felt really weak. The only thing I took away from that scene was I like to get there faster, Harding. It's just a very amusing line. But I will say Tasha's growl at Harding just sounded off and weird. And Narn, like her dragon type queen, which comes across so weird, just out of place. More just hell, even for a half-equivalent final boss fight, it was, Elgon just felt kind of weak. It just felt like no other boss. Even things again, like, I don't want to keep going into the whole thing with the TV and Crows. It's just the problem is some of this narrative just, it comes across weird, or it seems weird. Like, almost every Dragon Age game was gray. Well, this game suffers from the idea of you're either good or you're bad, a black and white situation, which to me is a very, notable trope, black and white insanity. It is, in fact, insanity because just looking at things as black and white forgets there's a reason for everything. So, well, yeah, sometimes you just want to see some people want to just see the world burn, but a lot of these things are just not like that. It's just they're there, they're present, sure, but like for example, it doesn't need, especially sometimes showing that the do what must be done is what happens. Like for example, they brought up that the Grey Wardens are the ones who caused the extinction of the blight of the Griffins by blighting the Griffins. Also, another part that just reminded me of the whole fucking blighted Wardens, which is the dumbest thing one of the dumbest lines I've ever seen. Blighted Wardens. Minus the fact that it came out of nowhere in fucking Davrin's storyline, but the sheer fact, because the idea you blight a Warden is fucking meaningless because the Wardens have the blight in them. Part of the joining is dark spawn drinking a chalice that has dark spawn blood in it. And how a Warden can have the blight, be tainted by the blight. So saying the Wardens are blighted is incredibly stupid. And obviously, and even later in the game we saw, they could have just gone with corrupted Wardens. Because some people are corrupted anyways. Again, it's the dumbest line, and I realize this is changing off what I'm actually trying to say, but, like, why the hell would you not just say corrupted Warden? Why did you say blighted? The Wardens literally have, like, that's the whole point of the calling. The Veilguard remains vigilant, which seems weird and out of place. Yeah, I probably just am rambling through my negative. What's this? Okay. I thought maybe we were going to see the secret in... I wonder, what happens if we actually do continue? What happens now? But, like, going back to, like, the whole thing with, like... Okay, so it just brings us back right here. Yeah, we're done. I'm just gonna ramble now because my review. We've in the game. This is the whole thing with like the Grey. Oh yeah, the Grey Wardens making the Griffins, blighting the Griffins. This was a point to give them a modified joining, and potentially stop them from dying from the blight. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and this. I don't remember the game actually bringing this up, which makes it kind of sad because it implied the Wardens the first Warden, just got them killed for no reason. There was a reason. He was, and that's not brought up, which just makes it come across like. And see, that's what I think is the problem. The game wants black and white insanity. Like again, the Intivian Crows, a perfect example. I know I said I wasn't going to go into the Crows, but like this is just again going to that whole idea. The narrative is all over the place, and it seems to just forget to make a story that's black and white. The thing is, you can make it gray. There's nothing wrong with gray. Because sometimes it's not as simple as that. Even like, for example, the whole thing with the governor for Teresa, like, I have to admit, I have a hard time disagreeing with the fact that the governor is right that the Intivian Crows should not be considered the leader of Intivian, especially it's assassins for hire leading a country. That just sounds weird. And especially it seems contradictory again. A prominent Intivian Crow from the very first game of Dragon Age, from Origins, Zoran was so against the Crows that he's now leading a crusade against them. And again, if you wanted to make them a heroic faction, fine. Then why didn't you just make it Zoran's group? Zoran, or how do you pronounce the name? I have not fully played the first one. I'm literally still in the beginning of the game. I should probably, especially with my new gaming platform, thought I should maybe try getting back into it. I just got other games I'm trying to play first. And honestly, I really wish we kind of would get a remaster. Because it would be love to be able to see it, and especially the things that they wanted to do from the first game that they never actually got the chance to do. I'd love to be able to see them add that in, but like, why not just make it his faction, a group of like-minded crows? I mean, sure, maybe you might have to do some rearranging, like the sheer fact that the crows don't work. They're not focusing on leading each other, but they do want to free it, which also makes me wonder. We hear mentions of merchant princes. What the hell were they doing for leading Trees? Like, why are they called merchants? Are the crows leading Trezo? What the hell? Why do they have a governor? Like, what is the governor? Is the governor supposed to be a crow as well? Because they were not crows. I don't know. The narrative is all over the place, and while the characters and some of the interactions are fun and nice, I mean, minus the whole, we see Tosh and Emmerich apparently have an issue, which I feel like we only got one real scene on that. Like, it's possible maybe because, we didn't ever have the two on a team together, but that's another thing. Like, the companions in our party are very limited because we only basically get two of them at a time, and overall, well, yes, I never always do every little companion. I'm never going to see all the interactions, but like, we're limited to see what. And like I said, sometimes it's harder to tell what, because my entire time was, I always tried to cover all the classes with my party. For example, Inquisition, I would always do Iron Bull, and my character, an Inquisitor for Warriors. I would do, with sometimes swapping in Blackwall for when I wanted to do missions that would get his approval, which he greatly approves if he's there. And I wanted to see Blackwall's storyline. And Ceres for my rogue, and my mage is Dorian, with either Vivian or Solas in the party until I got Dorian. And I think I did Vivian, but I might have done Solas. I don't know, I didn't care. But like this one, I could only do a mage and a ward here and a rogue. And even then, well, admittedly, yes, probably I didn't need them. Because the real reason we spinning, because if you ever needed a mage, you had one for it. And if you ever need a rogue, you had one for it. Or a warrior when you need a warrior. But we have the Lyrium Dagger, which gets with any of those side things. I will say the things which, yeah, but even at one point, it's hard to even tell who the class is. Dogran is obviously a warrior. I would say Harding is obviously a rogue with her scout. Nev is obviously a mage, same with Emmerich. The fact that apparently Belladaro was mage is something that shocked me, because her prominent feature was a bow, which I guess she's a mage because she's using magical artifacts, which to me just meant rogue. And I think Tosh is also a warrior, but she's a dual-wielding warrior, which was originally in Origin, but I didn't think she was. I think she was supposed to have been in this year, but that's a whole other story. They were all over the. Like I said, the narrative is all over the place. The characters are hard to tell what they are half the time. While I bet the combat is fun and the levels of art are amazing, and like I said, the story at least kept me pushing forward. Like, I was curious to see where it would go, but overall, like I said, I can't say this is a good game, but I can't say it's a bad game. My final thoughts I would just say is, I hope this is not the last Dragon Age game. I really hope BioWare and EA can get their shit together. Don't just throw out shit and actually, my biggest thing is I feel like they didn't care about this story. They wanted a game that is, it's called Dragon Age. They'll love it because everyone loved all the other Dragon Age games, but this game just feels like BioWare EA did not care for the story. And I don't want to get into the whole secret ending. We didn't see it, which, if it's supposed to have such far-reaching for the story, although apparently I did see reports and comments saying it's not exactly how it looks, but overall, okay, I don't care. I mean, I don't like that you're trying to retcon all of the previous story and more, but one, don't put in a secret ending that people might not even get a chance to see. I mean, how I actually did try to give the things for the secret ending, but apparently I missed this stuff. Or that you have to clarify, yeah, it's not like meant to be like this, it's supposed to be more like this, but I have to actually even wonder, did EA and BioWare put their whole heart in this? Like, I get it, the game went through a whole lot of development issues, things, but if you can't put your whole heart into something, don't do it. Because if you don't care enough to put your best work, what are you giving up people who are your fans? And that's how I feel like this is. And that's why I hope BioWare, yeah, if you give us another Dragon Age game, please give us a game that feels worth it. Don't give us a game where it feels like you just put in whatever the hell you could. I want to feel like the characters, I want to see the characters I care for grow. Even the romance in this game, I feel, while we did see Belladara's, I feel like it was, while we did get a cute harmony, it was literally only towards the end we got to see what it really meant, and even then, it felt out of place in the story. And that's, I want my fun game, I want the adventure I was promised. And that's what I feel like Veilguard fails. It does not give us the adventure, the story we were promised. Like, so many hooks and sequels, the ideas that were behind it, or even the story that was before, I feel like was overall nothing. And I feel like this is meant to be a good ending, but I mean, we still have all of Southern Thedas apparently destroyed, and you gotta know the Dalish are probably in for a hell of a time, while Arlathan Force is apparently back and restored, but like, we just had their elven gods nearly destroy the world, and probably any Dalish clans that are scattered throughout Southern Thedas are beyond fucked. If you remember, as Southern Thedas we hear was basically getting devastated from all these fucking blight and all these attacks, and you gotta think of it again. Well, there's no mention of alienage because the elven people are just referred to as the Dalish. So the city elves, I'm wondering, how fucked are they? They're in alienage and probably what you could maybe equivalently treat as ghettos. And now we just had their elven gods nearly destroy the world. They're probably not going to be in a fucking place. And again, Southern Thedas is probably fucked. I mean, the Theranos and Docktown are fucking wrecked. And who knows how much of your work is hit by the blight. We only hear what we're told secondhand, which in a situation like 15 did not really work well in best situations. And what more of the world is left? And what good? Like, this is we apparently got the good ending, but I'd say it's better than what we have gotten. It's supposedly a happy ending, but I wouldn't call it happy. It might be the good ending, but not a happy ending. But like I said, I really hope this is not the last Dragon Age game. But when we do get another Dragon Age, I really do hope the story, the game before, and everything's before, it is there. Don't throw aside the story you have. I know family, like for example, sometimes to tell a worthwhile story, you'll throw away continuity, but please don't do that with a story that's so rich in its story that continuity is an important key factor. It might work in a story with Family Guy, The Simpsons, American Dad, where continuity is put in a backseat, but it won't work with something like Dragon Age. Also, please work on your character designs, because I know Dragon Age designs are hit or miss, but a lot of the characters do not have their best appearance. Like, especially the returning characters. Like, Dorian has a terrible look. I could not give a good look to the Inquisitor. Morgan's outfit is so out of place and so weird. I think Harding is maybe the only character who comes across weird. Isabella Wall, I think the bikini look is fitting for the character who was noted about her promiscuity in the second game, and even the first game can literally get a threesome or a foursome with the characters. Her being half-dressed is not that shocking, but the hat and headband just come across so weird together, if you ask me. That's the thing I focus on with her, half-dressed instead of her half-dressed outfit. Overall, I'd say I'm neutral to this game, and I really hope this is not the last Dragon Age game we get. But on that note, I've probably kept you here long enough. So as I said, this journey is over. And a new journey will start next episode. I've seen the votes, I've tallied them up. And I'm just going to say, whatever happens, join me for next time. One tale of our night show has ended, but another will begin. Until next time, this is the Night Show, offline.